Welcome back to part 2 of the Dwarf Fortress Let's Play, and well, you can see we've slowly started to dig out our area. We need to allocate some beds here. As you can see, I've done a few, so that's B and then B again to position our beds down here. We haven't got any doors, etc. I don't know whether I've allocated most of these rooms. To allocate the room, I'll soon show you as soon as they place the two beds. So it's just simply press Q, hover over the bed, and it tells you in the top right hand corner R to make bedroom. It's already set itself because the preset is a 3x3, so that's what we're going to go with. So simply press enter, and there you go. Don't need to assign it to anyone now. You used to have to assign it, but now they'll manually come and grab their own bedroom. So I've actually got marble here, which is an economic, is a flux stone. I've actually told it to become an economic stone. So if you can see, I just simply pressed enter on it. You can take it off if you like. What that means is they won't make your whatever crafts out of it. We want to save it. We want to keep this marble. This is an important stone. Should we get lucky and strike some iron? I gotta be honest, I can't remember what sort of metals we had. As it is, we've struck copper and silver, which is tetrahedron or whatever the hell it's called. But anyway, we need to set up our mason's workshop first. What we want is a mason and a crafter. So we'll make it out of the gabbro, which is pretty much what everything looks like our fort is now going to be made out of. And we also want a craftsdwarf, which is BWM and BWR for craftsdwarf. We're going to make that out of gabbro, so we'll have two of those. So what do we want these two for? Okay, A, we need tables, doors and chairs. That's your main staple to begin with. Your very first thing you want to be building at your mason's workshop. The reason being, you need the tables and chairs for your dining hall, your meeting hall, which is where you want to move your dwarves. You want to get them inside, out of the rain. They don't like being caught in the rain. It also keeps them safe, so it gives them sort of a meeting area. They will always congregate. When they're idle, they will go to that meeting hall and they will congregate there. So any of you need dwarves, and also a very important place to put your trap levers and such, like a bridge lever or something, because there will always be dwarves in the meeting hall. So it's really like, if you need something that's got to get pulled quickly, put it there. So we also need to obviously set up a food area down there, etc. But that to come. And the craftsdwarf, well, that's where we are going to basically generate our money. Certainly to begin with. We will make our rock pots, which is basically rock pots have replaced wooden barrels. So it's basically a jar, a pot. Actually, it's not a jar. Well, it is a jar. It's a jar. Whatever you put liquid in it, just a pot. Think of it as like a normal pottery pot. You can make it at the pottery if you want to do out of clay if you really want to, but it's easier. And think of it as just uses up your stone. A lot of people complain about the fact that there's just stone littered all over the place, like there is now. We've got flugstone everywhere. This is gabbro here, so they're going to be using the gabbro. That's fine with me. I don't mind this sort of thing laying around. So what we want here is A, we want rock, and we want to make rock pots to begin with. We need lots of rock pots. So rock pots, you can store your food, your alcohol, whatever food source basically can go in it. And a few other things that are not food source related. They can be pretty much used for everything. What I also did at the crafts workshop is one of the lifesavers for your storage is at the wood carpenter's place. We're going to do A, and you want to make bins, which is N. And wooden bins are space savers basically. You can put, I think it's 10 items in a wooden bin. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll probably see it as soon as I set up an area for, say, furniture. So if I do P and U, so if we set up furniture to be up in the corner here, and I'll also set furniture to be there, and I'll set finished goods to go, which is G, I believe, to go with the craftsdwarf's workshop. And I'll do another furniture store there because furniture takes up a lot of room. So there's the furniture store. So they'll immediately bring bins down to these stores now. You'll see them. They're actually marked with these little X's. They look just like downstairs, up downstairs, should I say. And basically all the crap from your place now, they'll drag it down, like the anvil, etc. It'll all get taken downstairs now, which is why my idlers have gone back to 0. As soon as you set up that furniture store, they'll just drag it all down there. Beds, etc., doors, furniture, anything really you make will be taken down there, and you can see they're slowly going down. And there we go, there's a bin. So there's a wooden bin. So the whole point of that is they've stuck them in this area as well, along with the beds, the excess beds I've made. So say the rock crafts that I'm going to be making here, that rock pots, rock crafts, actually pots are separate, rock crafts, you'll make 10 rock crafts and they can all go in that one bin instead of being 10 squares. So that's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward, makes perfect common sense. Let's also build another workshop. We'll build it for the jeweler. So I'm going to put the jeweler here, make that out of gabbro, and I'm also going to make the mechanics workshop, which can basically make mechanisms and traction tables. Now mechanisms are pretty straightforward. You can't really do much other than make a mechanism and a traction table there. Gems, as we can see, we've got gems here. First you cut the gem. Now when you cut the gem with a jewellery crafter, you have a chance that it will become a large gem, or it will become just simply a cut gem. So then you can then use that cut gem. You can encrust it onto things. So let's say the crafts that you have repeating here, you could start repeating to also encrust gems to it if you happen to have tons and tons. A great way of leveling that up is actually using the glassmaker, which happens to have we happen to have sand, don't we? So I think that's almost certainly what we will do. I think I just missed one spot there. So I will also make gems. You don't need that much of a big area. That area there probably be plenty, really, because they'll use the bins. They'll put plenty of bins there, and really, yeah, like I say, it's you won't get that many gems. Just trust me. So what I'm going to do here is add mechanisms. As you can see, if I do add, all you can do is a mechanism or a traction table. Mechanisms that you are basically your main staple for anything functional that you want. So say you want a bridge, a door to go open, or a floodgate or something like that to go open with a lever, traps. All of these use mechanisms. Everything's mechanisms. Very important thing to remember with mechanisms, if you're working with magma, which hopefully we will be later on, is if you are working with anything magma, you need to have it as a magma safe rock, which obsidian or various magma. Anyway, you can look it up on Magma Wiki what rocks you've got around, whether they are magma safe. You also need to make the mechanism out of the magma safe. That is very important. Otherwise you'll say open your floodgate and bang, it's broken. The mechanism's broke, the magma's pouring through, and you can't shut it because you didn't have a magma safe mechanism. If you do, you can open shut as much as you please. So very important to remember that when you get to that stage. As it is, we are far away from there. We've got our mason's places up. So what we're going to do, we're going to tell it to create doors, tables, and chairs. So that's I want to add a task is A, D for a door, T for a table, C for a throne, because technically it's a chair. And we're going to actually tell them to repeat. So just press R and it'll go repeat through. Away we go. So our mason will come over there and he'll start knocking them out. So we need those to create our meeting hall. You need a table and a chair. Actually, I think you just need a table or a chair. But once you set that area up, they'll be happy. So you can see I've also pre-planned to dig to expand on my area. I don't really have that many idlers at the moment. I kind of want things building, so I guess I'll not expand that until I get a couple more dwarves. So what are we going to have? We're going to have our... In fact, I'm going to... let's get it set up ready. So for here, because we've got clay, it's a kiln. Clay is... we'll actually set up 2 of these, not because I'm thinking ahead, but because you really do need to. So what we'll do, we'll set up a storage area. I think, as it's clay is set up as a stone, so that's going to be a P and an S. So clay is set up as a stone, so that will go there. So that will be a stone area, and then we'll queue, and then let's do the settings. We only want clay going in here, so we don't want no metal ores, no economic ores, no other stone. We only want clay, so then it will be fire clay, I believe. So that will set that up there. To actually pick up the clay when we eventually get this workshop built, it probably won't get built now because I don't think I have a potter. Until you get a pottery person, you won't get that. But what you need to do, you need to set up a zone, which is this area here, just like you would with a pasture. Set up a zone, and in that zone we want it for sand, for clay, sorry. So it's C. It tells you it actually thing up. So you set that, it's clay. So now when you build that, eventually build that kiln, you'll have a task on there which is collect clay. So then it goes, if you don't have that area set up, it will go error, nowhere to pick up the clay, despite the fact you're like, we're in a whole clay area, what do you mean you can't get it? But so what it will tell them is basically to go there, and they'll pick up clay, and then they'll place the clay there. Very easy. And then you obviously set your pottery place, your other kiln, onto create pottery or whatever crafts, clay crafts, something like that, and it'll go away and it'll just keep picking it up, and that is it. That's a simple rotation that you have set up there. Very easy to maintain that, and you get a lot more crafts again. So perhaps I maybe want a finished goods area down here to so they can start producing that, but I digress. That's to come later on. So we will do a similar type of thing in the sand as well, and I think I'll maybe get round to that in a second. So let's get our meeting hall set up. Hopefully I'm not seeing any tables yet, so we don't have anything there. We've got our mechanisms built, but we've got no doors. Oh, here we go. We've got some migrants. So what are we going to get with these migrants? Well, we'll soon find out when they start pouring in. That's a very early. We're only into the second wave, and that's just 3 migrants. Actually, it's a tiny little wave. Anyone any good at anything? Nobody. Nobody's really any good at anything. That guy's a woodcrafter, so we'll put him to that because we may need a spare woodcrafter. Oh, actually, we do have a pottery person. So we also have a mechanic. So that kiln will actually get built. This guy's milling. No, they're really pretty crap, to be honest. Not military, social. No, nothing there. Actually, we've got a couple of organisers, so we could probably set up some nobles very soon. But we'll take it as it comes. Okay, so we finally got this pottery place built. So all we need to do, like I mentioned earlier, was literally add, and then you get collect clay. You can do a bunch of other things there, but they all have various requirements. Pretty much everything you do, because a kiln is a furnace, it's B-E and then a kiln, which is K, I believe. Everything requires fuel, so while you could also make all this sort of stuff, this is exactly where you make plaster powder, which you probably need to make for your hospital later. Or you probably find it's probably just as easy to buy it off the trader. You can also make pearl ash. Pearl ash is kind of required for clear glass, I believe it is. That's again, that needs potash. So there's various things you can do, and then you can make like I mentioned, the clay crafts. It requires fuel, and obviously requires the clay. So all we're going to do for now is we're going to tell it to repeat and collect clay. So someone will come along and collect the clay. There he is. Oh, I don't want it to be our hunter, if that's who's going to be doing it. Hopefully it's not the hunter that is going to sit collecting. That would be less than ideal. I guess somebody will just keep repeating. There we go, so it's collected clay. They're just going to keep collecting clay. So they'll fill this up with clay, basically. I'm going to put a bit more wood storage here. I like to have a lot of wood storage. Namely for the fact I'm so used to barren maps. Actually, it turns out that there really is shitloads of wood by the looks of it, so it's probably not going to be that much of an issue. But we'll claim a load of it anyway. Also, I had started digging out, so I'll probably do the same down here. So B, E, and a glass furnace, so G. So we'd make this our glass area, and again another glass furnace, G, and we'll make that there. So just like before, you set your zone I, and I'm just going to use this front area because it's handy, it's just right there. You could probably do it with just one singular square if you wanted to. And again, you can see there's 12 squares, so I'm going to make it S, sand, so it's a sand pit basically. I believe clay falls under something, sand, sorry. You need bags to collect sand, and I believe it is under furniture. So you set your stockpile as furniture, and go to settings. Yeah, and there it is. U, sandbag. It's actually already highlighted. So if I think I can remove all of this, yeah, and we keep sandbag. Actually, quality doesn't matter. We can always keep those permitted. I think that's it. I think as long as U is permitted, I think it will use that as a sandbag storage area. So that's these only work if you have, like I say, red sand, clay, just different types of sand, etc. So that's another clay layer. Let's go down to our workshop. Looks like we've built a bunch of tables and chairs. Yeah, so why not? Let's get this set up. So all we want to do is build tables and chairs. Pretty straightforward. B, T for the table. Personally, I like to put them in the middle here. I don't want too many across. That will do. It's probably quite wide enough. We're going to need a bunch more, but that'll do for now. So this will be our meeting hall we're going to set up here. Pretty straightforward. We're going to put some doors on as well. So we'll put the doors on. I'll start sticking some doors on bedrooms as well. Don't really need doors on bedrooms. I do it just in case someone goes doolally and you can lock them in there nice and easy. And I like my fortress to look presentable, frankly. I think my guys have like dug out a lot of things. Yeah, so let's make them keep my miners busy. These are very easy to dig out, the sand again, like I said, so they could probably dig this area out very quickly. So don't be afraid. As soon as you see them basically stop, I get them working again. I don't like my idlers. Idle dwarves don't make no money for my fortress, and it's all about making money. That's how you get the good stuff. So they'll come up and start digging all that out anyway. Back down here. I should be getting close to bringing down, hopefully, my tables and chairs. There's one. I have still only got 10 dwarves, so it won't happen at breakneck speed. Oh, they've actually done the doors first. Oh, okay, fine. You may now and again get them say they've suspended construction, just queue straight over and tell it to do the construction. Wow, that guy was hungry. He's already eaten on the chair. He's not even waiting for the table to come. Ah, that's it. Just put all the chairs there first. Don't bother with the tables. There we go. No, they're putting them all down there. So what we're going to do here, as soon as I think I'm going to use the centre table. Not that it really matters. The doors are all on. Is simply queue over it. Make it a meeting hall. Job done. A couple more tables built already. I've got 2 guys on repeat doing tables and chairs and doors. So queue over to the table. You see it says make dining room. There we go. Just like with the bedroom, maximum the size. I've got doors on so it won't spill over the room. Enter. And H, make it a meeting hall. Just appear. H, there we go. Meeting hall, brilliant. So we've got our meeting hall set up. That will pull them out from the area at the top here. We've got dogs still. We could do, I think they're war dogs actually. Probably leash those. So let's get some restraints going on. So B and restraint, which is V, I believe. Yep. Needs a chain, but not to worry. And we'll put another one there. So all I'm putting those there for at the moment is to detect snatchers and such. Not really going to get snatchers at this sort of stage yet. I don't think I'm on a particularly dangerous embark. If you're perhaps on an evil embark or something like that, yeah. So I've got a fox. A fox might try to come down. I don't know. Do foxes go for the hens? I'm not sure. That would make sense, and most things do follow standard logic. So it is entirely possible that they will go for the hens. In which case, I'll make my my fledgling new dwarfs into masons and maybe start walling off the area early on. I mean, there's no reason why not. We've got a lot of material to do it with. He's got to dig those down. I'm going to remove that those up bits. The zone's going to there. I must be building right up to that wall, so I kind of want to dig that wall down as well. So we'll just remove all the upslopes there. So all I'm going to do is remove space. I'm basically going to build a fortress. That general sort of standard thing for me. So we're going to assign war dogs to these leashes. So just queuing over it and then A, and then assign. Oh Christ, they're only just dogs. I thought we had war dogs. Oh well, we can assign a dog to it for now. We can train up to war dogs shortly. Very easy to do that. Right. See these two singular, just not singular. There's two. Two cows are basically chomping the way. Stray yak cows. They're chomping the way. Look at it. It's gone brown already. They're just chomping the way through it. Alrighty then. Let's channel out. No, I don't know. I want D and H channel. Just want to remove these bits. There's a tree there, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. So all I'm going to do, I'm just trying to make space. I don't like, if I say built the wall there, they could obviously come around the top and just walk all the way around the wall. So you've got to be quite careful with little gaps here, there, and everywhere. Certainly things. You can see the clay now building up. How's the drink? Oh wow, low on drinks. So let's get some brewing drinks. So A and B, brew a load of drinks there. They're digging out that area quite happily. So sand, like I say, you can see how quick he's going through it. When these guys get up to legendary, they can plough through stuff anyway. But at the moment, it's they're not that overly skillful. I think they're just like competent or somewhere around there. He's high master already. High master minus. So yeah, okay, they're not far off legendary already. And autumn has come, so we're into our second season. That seemed to mess up. Definitely froze things. I have it on auto save, so setting on lazy noob pack, you can just go on to options on the very first bit, and I believe it's actually it's advanced. It's advanced, isn't it? Yeah, seasonal auto save, seasonal. I've got it on. And compress saves, yes. Auto backup, yes. Pause on load, yes. Auto save, pause, yes. Which is why you can see it's paused now. So we just spacebar and unfreeze. So what are we going to do? We've got to keep on digging. Increasing the size of the meeting hall. I'm just going to put the remaining tables. I'm not going to go much further than that with the meeting hall. There's just simply no need to early on. I know you can be tempted to go like crazy size meeting hall, like start smoothing stone out and everything. There's no point. You've got 10 dwarves, or at the moment I have. You may even just have 7. And you're really not going to help anyone by expanding like that too quickly. In fact, no, I'm not. There's no point in me digging out that room yet. I don't need the bedrooms, just not yet. So just don't build stuff that you don't need yet. Is all I can say, because like I mentioned earlier on, you're basically stalling your own economy because you're tying up dwarves. And yes, you can manipulate it enough on Dwarf Therapist, which is by far one of the greatest applications ever made for Dwarf Fortress. It's the in-game labour menu. In fact, I've used it that much, I probably couldn't tell you how to get to the labour menu now. You have to go through, is it J and L or something like that? Or I have no idea. I really don't know how to get through the labour menu. I think it's U, and then you go through their labours or something. I don't know. I've used it that often, I don't know how to actually do it anymore in-game. Which is probably not great. It's like a skill list or something like that. No, I really don't know. I could not tell you. I don't know the hotkeys. That guy's already a legend. Now they're okay crossing this river. Sometimes you'll notice with rivers actually they're a bit too... I don't know, sometimes they just can't cross rivers. I'm sure there is a reason, but they don't seem to have any qualms about doing it here. I'm intrigued as to... You know what? I'm pretty sure there was a double biome on this one. Yes, there was, on an embark. So I wonder if we've got some sort of different metal up here. So maybe I want to do like an exploratory dig over that way. I need to find iron, basically, is what I'm getting at. Start doing some sort of exploratory digs on some of these levels. So that's kind of like a sea... Yeah, let's do it on one of these levels here. So we'll do like an exploratory dig out. So perhaps I'll set that up and come back to it in the next episode. So this is Deman bringing you Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress, easy for me to say. It is the Dwarf Fortress mode, not the adventure mode. Let's play. And we are starting to span out, and we need to find metal. That's kind of the plan. We've got copper. Copper's okay. Copper you can use, copper and silver, should I say. Silver is actually very good for hammers and such, like basically blunt instruments. It's probably one of the best ones up alongside steel. Steel's pretty good. Steel's better for blunt weapons. Obviously, adamantium is better still, but you won't be finding that till later on. So silver is actually very good for, say, the maces, warhammers, and such like. Very, very good for that. So we've not that bad with that, but we can't really make armor out of it. We've got a lot of flux-stone, so we need to find iron, and then we are really laughing, because we've got so much flux-stone here. If we can find a big vein of steel, we've hit the big time, and we have steel military set. We'll get death rooms, danger rooms set up, and basically become godlike. That's all I can say. So stay tuned for that. I will be back with the next episode very soon.